following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Ohio.
The Indians punched the Royals early and then landed a haymaker in the third inning thanks to Jose Ramirez. Danny Salazar did the rest, TKOing Kansas City in 7 2/3 scoreless innings. Quietly, the Tribe has now gone 9-3 inside the Central Division and establishing home field advantage at Progressive Field. Cody Anderson wants to keep that love and feeling rolling as he returns to the rotation next on Sports Time Ohio. The mercury actually hit 70 degrees today in downtown Cleveland. Warm chance of showers throughout the evening, but hopefully no interruption of baseball as the red-hot Indians take on the defending world champion Kansas City Royals once again here at Progressive Field. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Last night, the Tribe got a big boost from the number 9 spot on the order as Jose Ramirez drove in 5 runs. That's impressive enough, but the fact that all 5 RBIs came with 2 outs makes it even sweeter.
When you're hitting in the number 9 hole and you have a career night is a beautiful thing, and that was the big hit to clear the bases, his first hit, where it really poked a hole in the ball game, and then he steps up the next time up and drills a double, scores 2 more with 2 outs. He is second on the team with 2 out RBIs. He has 8. Mike Napoli leads the way, but a career night for Jose Ramirez last night.
There are ebbs and flows to every baseball season, but who could have seen this coming after the Indians scored 7 runs in the 3-game series at Philadelphia? They came home and scored 7 in the first game against Detroit, and they've been rolling ever since.
Well, and they're doing it early in the ball game, and that is a big key for this ball club. The starters can go out. If they can put zeros on the board until their offense gets on the board, which it's done every game here in this homestand, that's why they're 4-0. It is a big factor, and I think a lot of teams have to play that way because they're not a good come-from-behind team. But look at, they've outscored the opponents 27-8, 13-0 in the first 3 innings.
Yeah.
8 first-inning runs. That'll play no matter what ballpark you go to. They've been hitting with runners in scoring position. When you can do that, the game looks easy. But when you get 2 out base hits, that goes a long way. And they've been playing very good baseball, and the pitching has been outstanding.
Cody Anderson's back. He's on the mound tonight. That means somebody had to go. It was Tyler Naquin. When we come back, Andre Knott will tell us why Naquin was the odd man out. Plus a roster move to update you on Kansas City as Mike Moustakas goes to the DL for the Royals. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by your local Toyota dealers, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. the diving stop, gets up and throws. Got it. Ramirez will have to hurry. On the run, he throws out Colon. Napoli brings home Francisco Lindor. It's a 3-run, 2-out double for Jose Ramirez. 5-run batted in ball game. And this one is history. The Indians stay hot. And we'll see if the Indians can continue their roll in this late afternoon start against the Kansas City Royals. Game 2 of a 3-game weekend series. And I'm told, Rick, this will be the warmest game time temperature of the season.
Yeah, well, we deserve it.
We're looking at 69 degrees at game time here this afternoon.
And what is it, May 7th?
Yeah, you know those guys are loving it. They're enjoying a little warmth here at home. And speaking of warm and friendly, let's go down to our good buddy Andre Knott, who has some tough news that was delivered to Tyler Naquin last night.
Are we on?
We are. You're on, pal. Take it away. Okay, he's not hearing us right now. To me, like, it was a situation where he had options left, and really nobody else
It's a business
did.
decision. He does have options. Nobody else had options. Chisenhall didn't have them. But you know what? That gives Naquin an opportunity to go down and work on his defensive play down in center field. You know, and right now, Lonnie's got to thank his lucky stars, and he's going to have to play because Naquin deserves to be here.
To use the old CB phrase, you got your ears on, good buddy?
Oh, buddy, I'm good to go now. Everything is good. Basically, what you guys hit at with Tyler Naquin is what happened. There's a numbers game in this, and he's got options right now. But, you know, Terry Francona says it's not a bad thing for Tyler Naquin. He held his own as a major league player. They're going to send him back to Columbus, and they want him to work on his routes as an outfielder. That's the main thing they want him to do, and they want him to work on his jumps. But they said he took it very well. He's ready for the situation, and they said at the end of the day, he's going to be the center fielder for the Cleveland Indians at some point in time. It's just he was a numbers game, and it was time for him to go back and get ready.
Well, he had the second best batting average among American League rookies at .315, beyond only the guy from Texas, Mazzara. So, yeah, he more than held his own. He did a nice job. But in the meantime, Cody Anderson gets an opportunity to return to the starting rotation, and hopefully we'll see a better Cody Anderson than what we've seen so far this year, as he's had his troubles. Last 3 starts, he gave up 5 runs each time out. He gets to start against the defending world champions. Here's the Royals starting lineup. Under manager Ned Yost. Alcides Escobar leading it off. Then it's Lorenzo Cain, followed by Eric Hosmer. Hosmer currently 3rd in the American League in batting average. Kenry Morales, Alex Gordon, Salvador Perez in the middle. Chesler Cuthbert just called up. He's taking the place of Mike Moustakas, who was officially placed on the disabled list today. He's got a small fracture in the thumb. No surgery required. They figure he'll be back in a little more than 2 weeks. Christian Colon batting 8th. Gerard Dyson will hit 9th.
And this afternoon's Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher is going to be Cody Anderson, making his 5th start this year. He has pitched one other time against Kansas City, coming last July 27th, right here in Progressive Field. He allowed 7 earned runs and 8 hits and a couple of home runs with 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 5 2/3 innings of work. So he's going to get his second chance. And I don't think the Kansas City Royals are swinging the bats like they were last year at that time. So for Cody, it's all a matter of commanding the baseball, keeping the ball down, pitching ahead in the count, and using that changeup and breaking ball. And there's no question the guy, he works hard at it, but he wants to see some results here. And after he was sent down, we'll see how he responds.
Well, the Kansas City Royals, on the other hand, are in a tough spot right now. They've lost 8 out of their last 10 ball games. They've fallen to the 500 mark. The Indians have bumped their record to 2 games over the break-even position. The Indians are currently 4 games back, second place in the AL Central, chasing the White Sox. Tigers a game behind Cleveland, and that's where Kansas City resides as well. Alcides Escobar stands in, and Cody Anderson's first pitch of the afternoon is a fastball for strike 1. 69 degrees officially our game time temperature. Cloudy skies with some patches of blue sky out there as well. Some sun peaks in and out. Escobar slams one up the gut. Kipnis is there and throws him out, one away.
Let's check out that Indians defense behind Cody this afternoon. Brought to you by Jeep. That looks like this. In the outfield, Ramirez gets the start in left. Davis is in center. Bird over and right. It'll be Uribe at third. Lindor at short. Kipnis is at second. Santana at first with Gomes doing the catching.
Lorenzo Cain takes down low, ball one.
You know, you talk about Kansas City's offense and how they've been scoring. They've been falling behind a lot of times early this year. I was looking at Cain's numbers today and shocked that he doesn't have a double or a triple on the card yet this year. And this is a guy that's too good of a player not to.
There's a liner to left, and that will fall for a base hit. Lorenzo Cain with a one-out single. And if you look at Kansas City's struggles, Rick, it's real easy to point to their offense as the main culprit. They've lost 8 out of 10, and in 7 of those 8 losses, they've scored 2 runs. Two runs or less.
Well, that's going to affect everybody. You know how tough it is to win a game when you score 3 or less, but when you start falling below that line, whatever line you want to call it, it's tough to win a ball game.
Those are the Wayside Furniture keys to the game for Cody Anderson. The location, trying to stay out of the middle of the plate, and for Ian Kennedy, get him before he gets to that big curve. Eric Hosmer fouls it back.
Well, this is a very aggressive offense for the Royals. They like the fastball. They don't walk. They are last in the league in walks this year, 67. That's the same as they were last year. But they find a way to put the ball in play. This year, the hits aren't falling like they were last year.
Anderson missing, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's been the one thing Cody Anderson that has given up a lot of hits this year. He's given up 35 hits in his 20 innings of work.
That's low, 2-1. And 6 home runs in those 4 starts too didn't help among those hits.
Yeah, he's given up a home run in every ball game. He gave up 3 in one game against the Mets. And here's his best pitch, the changeup. And you can see Hosmer sitting for that fastball. He was pulling off. He was trying to hit it way out of his ballpark, but it just never got there. Never got to him.
And with Cain at first and 1 out, the 2-2 pitch on the way. Snap throw to first, a little high, and Cain back with a dive.
A little tougher throw for Gomes behind the plate with a left-hander in the batter's box. It's not that direct path where he can make a throw. We saw him throw out a runner earlier against the Tigers on a perfect throw to first base.
It was Justin Upton he nailed.
And there was a right-handed hitter at the plate, so he didn't have he had a clear path. Not with the lefty in the batter's box.
See if Cain's moving on the 3-2. He is. And Hosmer fouls it back.
Yeah, there's no question. With Kansas City, the type of team they have, they would probably start almost every runner on a 3-2 pitch, especially early in the game, to try and create a hole and get something going. They're 3rd in the league in stolen bases. They've stolen 22. But here's a situation where Ned Yost thinks that Hosmer's going to put the ball in play.
Cain has 3 steals. He's also been caught 3 times. And he draws a throw from Cody Anderson. Runner goes, 3-2 pitch, hit in the hole by Santana. Kane can go to third, and the Royals are rolling here right out of the gate with runners at the corners and one out.
Cody's going to go with that fastball. They wanted to get it in there, but it didn't get it enough. And Hosmer gets it under the glove of Santana, playing first today. Into right field. They'll send their runner to third base. So it's first and third for Kansas City, an opportunity to get on the board in the first inning.
And we'll bring up Kendry Morales. Morales kind of feels like he's just been a victim of bad luck. He feels good at the plate. Feels like he's seeing the ball. He's putting good swings on it, hitting it hard. He's hitting it at a lot of people so far this year.
Well, they'd like to have him hit it at one more here and turn a double play.
Five hits in his last 42 at bats. That will certainly test your confidence, even for a veteran like Morales. And the 0-1. Wow, good changeup way out in front. Nothing into the count.
Take a look at this pitch on our Nissan pitch tracker. Changeup, that was right down the middle, but it was at 86 miles per hour.
Indians do have three on the right side of the infield, leaving Uribe on the left side by his lonesome. And the 0-2 is crushed. Deep right. If it's fair, it's way gone, and it is long gone. On an 0-2 pitch, Kendry Morales crushes a 3-run homer, and the Royals will play from in front here today. Well, when you're in a slump and you feel like you've been snake bitten, you hit them where they ain't, and there ain't nobody up there but fans.
Well, that bat ball was hammered. It looked like, to me, it might have been a cut fastball, and it was right in his wheelhouse, man, down and in. That cutter down there, that's his nitro zone. And you don't want to miss at that part of the plate. And there's 3 runs in a hurry. So 3 straight hits. And for Cody Anderson, he got the first out, but they're on him early.
And now 7 home runs allowed by Anderson in just 20 in the 3rd innings. Talked about hitters who have their confidence challenged. You have to wonder about Cody. As Alex Gordon goes too far, it's 0-2.
Morales, his 3rd home run.
High pop to left. And back is Ramirez onto the warning track. 2 down. Might be one of those days, though, Rick, where even though you give up 3 in the first, long way to go. It's warm. The ball appears as though it might be carrying a bit today. So see if the Indians can get the offense going as you look at the umpiring crew today. Salvador Perez, 0 for 4 in the series opener, stands in. And a bouncer to short, routine play for Lindor. The inning is over, but the Royals strike first on the 3-run shot by Kendry Morales. The Indians turn it back when we come back. Tribe already in a 3-0 hole before they have a chance to bat. And the rest of the lineup brought to you by Progressive. For Terry Francona today, Jason Kipnis following Davis. Francisco Lindor, 9th in the American League in batting average, will hit 3rd. Mike Napoli, Carlos Santana, Yan Gomes, and Marlon Byrd, Jose Ramirez, fresh off his 5 RBI performance, and Juan Uribe will bat 9th.
And the Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher is going to be Ian Kennedy. The 31-year-old righty signed a 5-year deal with the Royals in the offseason. He's pitched very well for him to this point. He is 3-2, a .261 earned run average. 3rd career start against the Indians. And his first since 2008 here, when he was a member of the New York Yankees. And the last time he pitched was June 27th when he was with the Arizona Diamondbacks. No decisions.
Well, Kennedy came up with the Yankees, but he only made 8. Was it 8 or 9 starts in the American League? call it 12 starts in the American League. So most of his career, most of his success has been in the senior circuit. Rajai Davis starts the game off with a base hit right back through the middle.
Yeah, the way to come back, get a base run around. The Indians have been lethal in the 1st inning on this homestand. Let's check out that Royals defense behind Kennedy. It'll be Gordon, Kane, and Dyson in the outfield. It'll be Cuthbert, Escobar, Colon, Hosmer on the infield with Perez doing the catching.
Here is Jason Kipnis. Kipnis 1 for 4 last night. And before today's ball game, both Kipnis and Eric Hosmer got some good news. A scoring change from last night took an error away from Kipnis, gave a hit to Eric Hosmer. It was that rocket that Hosmer hit in the 9th inning. Came off the bat at 113 miles an hour. But the initial ruling was an error for Kipnis.
It's okay. I mean, it's changed, and it's the way it should be. Base hit. We had a feeling at the time it would be that. And you know, if you talk to enough guys and look at scoring's not an easy job. You make a decision because you have to at that point in time. You talk to enough people, you can figure it out.
The 1-1. Kipnis hits a high drive left center, but Kane covers so much ground. He runs that down with relative ease. And there's out number 1. Well, Kipnis asked Indians media relations director Bart Swain asked Jason Kipnis after the ball game what he thought of the play, and Kipnis said, "I don't know, I never saw it." Let's go down to Andre, who has a little inside information on the Indians and how they've been able to drive up opposing starters' pitch counts.
Well, I think the arrival of Mike Napoli and having Santana at the top of the order has helped in this homestand work pitchers over early. They have the opposing pitcher averaging 29 pitches in the 1st inning in this homestand. Something they'll need to do again today, down 3 runs early.
Well, last night, Volquez, he was struggling with command, and or Ventura, excuse me. He was struggling with command, and a couple of the pitchers that they faced, Verlander had a big, 34 pitch inning, I think, when he was here.
Davis takes off. Here's Perez's throw. And are we going to get a call?
He's safe.
I guess he's safe.
Yeah, he didn't have the ball. The ball fell out of his glove. He went to pick it, and Davis takes off and goes down head first. You can see he never really caught the ball, so he didn't make a call. You steal a base, you pick it off that pitcher, because Perez is one of the best at throwing them out. So give Davis his 8th.
Now Francisco Lindor. And Lindor wraps it into left field. Alex Gordon up with it, so Rajai stays at 3rd. But the Indians have him at the corners with 1 out in the bottom of the 1st, and that's the way the Royals started the top half of the inning with first and third and 1 out.
Let's check it out. I think it was a changeup, and Francisco stayed on it nicely. That ball was away. He didn't try to pull it. He stayed right on it, found the hole. Davis won't score, but you get him to third base, and a very good at bat. Now the Indians trying to answer. And this has been good for them. The first inning, 8 runs on this homestand in the first inning. Today was the first time the opposition has scored on this homestand in the first. So response runs always good.
Down low, ball 1. And the Indians had their 3-point shooter. Up here is Mike Napoli. Digs in. And a strike is called. That 3-run homer Napoli hit the other night was absolutely rocked to the bleachers in left field. Chris Jimenez said he kidded with Napoli after the ballgame. They were formerly teammates in Texas. He said, "I hit my home run farther than yours. You just aimed yours better."
A big 3-run bomb on Thursday.
Takes a strike. It's 2-2.
Comes back with a 2-1 slider, outside edge. Good pitch, away. Napoli didn't like it. He didn't want it. Didn't offer at it.
He checked, and he did not go on the appeal. So a full count.
Now there you take a look at it from the side. He was thinking about it, but no, he didn't go. Good call. I'm curious to see if Lindor is going to take off here on a full count. Napoli, a guy that will strike out. They wanted to, you know, push the envelope here.
Napoli, who's guy that sees a ton of pitches. Andre talked about it before. He sees almost 5 pitches per plate appearance. And this will be number 6. Chased one up high, strikes him out, 2 down. And Lindor not running on the play.
Well, and that's the reason there. You feel that Napoli wasn't going to put the ball in play, or the opportunity there. It's a high fastball above the belt, and that's the pitch that he is susceptible to, and he will go after and chase. So they get out number 2, and a chance to get out of the inning now.
And we'll bring up Carlos Santana. Carlos 0 for 4 last night with a walk. And he takes a strike. As a team, the Indians are batting .231 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Santana in these predicaments just 2 for 14. Though overall 3 for 21 with runners in scoring position. So just in general, a slow start for Santana in this category. Fly ball left field, routine for Gordon. And the Royals get out of the first inning jam, and the Indians trail it 3-0 after 1.
At Bat app. Stay connected all season with radio broadcasts, video highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone and tablet.
Chesler Cuthbert getting the opportunity to lead off here in inning number 2. Cuthbert was just called up when they put Mike Moustakas on the disabled list.
Well, you were wondering last night how long it would take him. It didn't take him long, did it?
No, I just had a feeling that, you know, when you give a guy a day off and he says, give me a day and we'll see how it feels, and then he shows up and says it doesn't feel good, that usually is an indication that there's something more there. Turns out it was a small fracture. So the Royals are you know, pretty confident that Cuthbert can at least fill the gap until Moustakas is back. Defensively, they feel like he's a fine player. He's a Nicaraguan native, made his major league debut last year with Kansas City. And at 23 years old, they feel like he should be able to step in and do a good job. Chops one on the hole. Going to be a tough play for Lindor. Can he bounce the throw there? Yes, he does. Wow. In the hole, spinning, going away from the play. He got enough on it, and it was accurate with the bounce.
Well, this is the second time he's made a play like that this homestand. He gets rid of it quickly and knows exactly where he has to throw it on the grass for a one-hopper there. That's like an outfielder trying to throw it home, but he's got his cutoff point. He gets rid of it quickly and, as you mentioned, very accurately, and throws him out. He makes that play look very easy, and it's not as easy as he makes it look.
Now Christian Colon 2 for 4 last night. One of the few Royals that had a decent night at the plate. Colon was at third base last night, getting a start for Omar Infante at second base here this afternoon. Popped up foul, Santana. 2 away. We'll bring up Gerard Dyson. Kia in the driver's seat coming into today. Indian starting pitchers have been brilliant on the homestand. 4-0 with a 1.59 ERA. Dyson takes high, ball 1. Gerard Dyson was 0 for 4 last night.
Yeah, this is the guy that's going to have to pick it up if he's going to want to play every day out in right field for Kansas City. We talked a little bit about it last night. But to be an everyday player, you have to perform and you have to put up some numbers. He was a what you call your 4th outfielder last year and filled in everywhere. Alex Rios was the guy playing every day. He was a free agent at the end of the year and went unsigned and is still sitting at home.
Dyson down on strikes, and Cody Anderson with a 1-2-3 inning. Middle of the 2nd inning, Francisco Lindor, he's been busy with 23 assists in his last 4 games. Yad Gomes going to lead off for Cleveland here in the bottom of the 2nd. Gomes, Marlon Byrd, and Jose Ramirez for the Indians here in inning number 2. And a pop foul, that's going to get out of play. And Gomes in the hole 0-2. Ian Kennedy was involved in one of the biggest trades of the last decade. In 2009, that's when the Yankees, the Diamondbacks, and the Tigers got together, and they pulled off a massive trade. And you could say it changed the fortunes of a couple of teams, as that ball's lined right at Alex Gordon for out number 1. The Tigers in that deal ended up getting Max Scherzer for one, which was huge. Scherzer ended up being one of the stalwarts in the Tigers rotation, and now he's gone on to Washington and he's made a boatload of money. Curtis Granderson, Austin Jackson, Phil Koch, Daniel Schlereth also were involved in that 3-team deal. Ian Kennedy sort of got lost in the shuffle of all of it, but what it did, Rick, was it got him out of New York and gave him a chance to just go pitch and kind of develop himself. And he developed into a top-notch starter in 2011 with Arizona. He was 21-4 with a 2.88 ERA.
Well, when you look at him, he's been one of the most durable pitchers, especially over the last several seasons over in the National League, 6th straight year where he's had 30 or more starts. So that's going out toeing the rubber, and that's giving your team some innings, and that's what a true starter can do.
Down the right side out of play.
That's what everybody looks for now. Give me a starter that can make 30, 33 starts year after year, get me around 200 innings, and we'll see what happens.
Marlon Bird with a liner to right field. Back goes Dyson, and on the back pedal he makes the catch, 2 away. I guess there's always a little trepidation when you are an American League club and you sign a guy who's pitched primarily in the National League, because that extra hitter does make a difference.
No question about it. It does, but you know what? You would much rather go to a ballpark like Kansas City. You have to like pitching in that ballpark. It's very fair. It probably has more outfield grass than any ballpark in the American League. When you talk about the spacious power alleys, you know, it's a legitimate pitcher's park.
And they've got the guys to cover it.
And they've got the guys that can run it down. They've got a very good defense. You have to love it. If you're a pitcher, starting pitcher, I'd love to pitch for the Royals.
Strike to the outside edge. Ramirez not in agreement there. He's in the hole. Now 0-2. Pops the pitch up, and Salvador Perez is going to have a play, and the Indians are going to be out quickly here in the second. 3-0 Royals after 2. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Third inning here at Progressive Field, and a 3-0 Kansas City lead. The Royals will have the top of the order coming up here in the third. Cody Anderson, after giving up 3 straight hits, including a 3-run homer, has retired 5 in a row. Alcides Escobar grounded out his first time. This one up the middle and through. Lindor gave it a good diving effort, but couldn't quite track it down. And the Royals get their leadoff man aboard. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. Mike Moustakas, as we told you earlier, placed on the 15-day DL with the small non-displaced fracture in his left hand. CC Sabathia on the DL. And he threw the ball well, I think, his last start was against Baltimore.
Yes, he did.
Garrett Richards, that's really a tough loss for the Angels. Boy, Charlie Nagy's got his hands full now. The Angels have fallen 3 games below 500 in a very competitive AL West. There probably isn't maybe more than a couple of teams that can afford to lose a starting pitcher and not miss a beat.
Well, not many. You're right. When it all said and done, not for the whole year. You know, you might be able to put them out for a month,
right?
5 weeks, 6 weeks, but you don't want the whole year.
Yeah, who was the guy we just in Philadelphia? The guy blew his hamstring.
The start of it was
going
down
the
the first baseline. Yes, he's out for the
Charlie
year.
Morton.
You're right.
I mean, that's like you said. You don't have guys in reserve that can just step in and fill 200 innings. You hope you can patch it together. Kane, this might be 2. Kipnis goes to Lindor for 1. On the first, it is a double play.
Yeah, just what he needed. Good job. Made his pitch. You know, this is the way the Indians have been playing. They've been scoring early and then just been adding on. Right now, with the way Kansas City jumped out early, they have to throw goose eggs on the board until that offense can come back.
Well, that's a good sign, Rick. 5 ground ball outs for Cody Anderson here.
Right.
And when he's on, when he's going well, that's his success rate. And coming into today's start, if you look back, a lot of balls in the air. And maybe that's just the fastball not getting down enough in the strike zone.
It's elevated, hence the 7 home runs. I mean, think about it. It's when you're giving up a lot of fly balls, it's not a good thing.
As you say, the hitters will tell you.
Yeah, they'll let you know if you make a mistake. And the one that he made the mistake on was struggling to this point. So you can tell that little cutter down and into his wheelhouse. That was not a good pitch.
Eric Hosmer takes a strike. It's 1-1.
I mean, when you look at things, last night we saw a wonderful game thrown by Salazar. You could see how the left-handers were swinging at his changeup. There were not many good swings off of him. You know what I mean? Because he was painting with that fastball. He had a great changeup. He worked it so well. Cody could do the same thing, but it's all a matter of locating that fastball and mixing in the changeup when he has to. Well,
hard but foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Danny Salazar was
filthy.
Just untouchable really last night. He gave up a season high 4 hits in 7 2/3 innings. That just sounds ludicrous.
Yeah, it is. There you go.
Hosmer down, swinging. Another good off-speed change of pace from Cody Anderson. He has struck out a pair, but Kansas City has the 3-0 lead. 3-0. We'll see if they can dig themselves out of the hole. I mean, you hate to look at this stuff so early in a ball game, but it is crazy how grabbing the early lead. And Rick, I guess for those of us who remember the 90s and the power teams that the Indians had, it was nothing to be down 3 runs early. Heck, they came back from 7-8 run deficits to win games. But nowadays, you get down 1 or 2 runs early, it's just tough to come back.
Well,
why is that? Why is it so much harder to come back?
Bullpens are so much better nowadays than back then. You know, you used to be able to come back and get on it. You know, you might have a closer, but you wouldn't have a 7, 8, 9 guy. And right now, we're playing a team that probably has the best 7, 8, 9 guy. So that has a lot to do with it. And I mean, Kansas City hasn't had a chance when they're losing, you know, coming from behind after 7 innings. And the Indians are not a good team. They haven't come back from 7 innings when they've been down. So the key is take that lead.
Boy, and that is where the game has changed, not just since the 90s, but really maybe inside the last 10 years. The game has changed from, if you don't get the starter, you're not going to get the bullpen. It used to be, whew, got that starter out of there. Now we can maybe chip away at the middle part of that bullpen.
Right.
Now you don't want those guys coming into the game if you're behind.
No, because they're starting to pay those guys for setups and things like that where they never used to before. It's a huge difference. And if you give a starter, you know, an early lead, good starters are going to find a way to hold it and give it to their bullpen. They're not going to give it up. So you have to take advantage of every situation you have. They had one in the first to come back and at least get one on the board. They couldn't do it. So, you know, you're limiting yourself to situations now. And both these teams that we're talking about, they're not home run hitting clubs. And that's how you come back from a big deficit, is hopefully you can hit a 3-run homer. But
Uribe out looking, and so first time through the order, Ian Kennedy retires 7 out of 9 with a couple of strikeouts.
A well-located fastball down on a way on the outside edge. A great pitch. That's where the hitter just says, boy, you hope it's outside. It wasn't. Kennedy made a good one.
Rajay Davis, he singled to start the bottom of the first for Cleveland and stole a base, but was ultimately stranded at third. Check swing and a foul back. 1-1. Indians come in having won 4 straight, grabbing some momentum back. The 2 games over 500 equals their high water mark on the year. But really, when you look at the Central Division, outside of the White Sox, nobody's been able to get on an extended hot spell. Everybody's kind of been win a couple, lose a couple. 2-2. Detroit, in fact, going the other way. They lost 4 straight entering play today.
And they lost today, didn't they? The Texas.
Did they already lose?
It was 10-5 going in the 9th.
Okay, it's official then. Yeah, they were getting bombed. Texas is the team I would say look out in the West, because they're going to get Yu Darvish back here pretty soon. And grounded to third. Cuthbert, close play.
Boy, it was close.
Out by an eyelash, and Terry Francona comes out to say, let's think about this.
Well, sure, it was bang bang, and Davis going down the line very well and ran it out, and he made it awfully close. We'll see. I'll take a quick peek, and I think he's going to go back into the dugout. Oh, it's close, but maybe just too close to.
Wow. I mean, that's as close to a tie as you're going to get, right?
Yes, from that angle.
But is
really
is it worth enough to overturn?
I don't know. That's what you have to take into consideration. It's hard to tell.
And if you lose, then you don't have a challenge till the 7th inning. And I tell you love the hustle. Rajay Davis, he makes every play close, and he's not the only one, but for a veteran to go out and hustle every time, you love that. Jason Kipnis takes a strike 1-1.
Kennedy seems like he's starting to get into his rhythm with his pitches. Fastball, changeup, cutters.
Kipnis thought that pitch was high as he begs to differ with the home plate umpire. This was borderline, I think. Perez did a good job to kind of bring it back down. And he's out looking. Boy, I'll tell you, Ian Kennedy looking sharp. That's 8 straight retired by the Royals right-hander. And for the Royals, Kenry Morales, Alex Gordon, and Salvador Perez due up against Cody Anderson. It was Morales who clubbed a 3-run homer in the first, accounting for all the runs in this ball game. And the kick in the pants of that matter is that it was 0-2. Cody had him down on the count, and he, as you said, he tried to cut her, and it just kind of spun and didn't bite.
When cutters don't cut, they go a long way.
Long fly ball to left. Back is Jose Ramirez, and he's got that on the warning track, 1 away. All right, let's go find Andre Knott.
Hey, I'm with Bill Griswold. He's the director and president of the Cleveland Museum of Art. Bill, welcome to the game today. All the fans today are going to get a special thing when they leave here today, correct?
They're going to get a poster of a painting in the Cleveland Museum of Art by R.B. Kitai called the Cleveland Indian After Aikens, which is a great work of art that we've just installed in our contemporary arts galleries. Everybody should come and see it.
What's the connection with the museum and the Cleveland Indians? Because it seems like a different type of marriage.
Well, you know, we have great partners in this town. This town is all about collaboration. Cleveland Indians are wonderful, wonderful partners for us. We're really, really grateful for everything that we're doing with the Indians today. It's really fun.
Any special events the fans could look forward to that are coming to the museum this summer?
Yeah, it's our 100th. It's our 100th anniversary. Our birthday is on June the 6th. On June the 7th, we're doing a big public celebration. We're doing it with cake. We're doing it with ice cream. There will be lots of activities at the museum. Parade the Circle, June the 11th. On June the 25th and 26th, a big, big festival with music and art all over the museum in the Fine Arts Garden. Everybody come. It culminates in a performance, outdoor performance by the Cleveland Orchestra.
Thank you so much, Bill. You spoke the words that they understand up in the booth. You said cake and ice cream. Back to you, Matt.
We understand paint by numbers.
I understand paint by painting the corners.
The 1-2. Cody Anderson's trying to do that. Misses down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Alex Gordon. The 2-2 pitch is a foul back. Of course, when we had Omar Vizquel here for several years, Omar was a huge art lover. Yeah, and he dabbles in it himself. I think still.
He dabbles in just about everything.
Yeah, but he really had an affection for. I forget where I was on the road somewhere. No, I know what it was. Omar was gone. He came back here as a visiting player. We went to the Museum of Art here in Cleveland on an off day, and boom, ran into Omar. Three balls, 2 strikes to count for Alex Gordon here in the 4th.
I see people getting up. Is it starting to rain here?
That is down into the seats. Foul. I don't think so, Rick.
There's a lot of people going to the concession stands if it's not.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I see the raindrops coming now. Yeah. Not a downpour, but it definitely is starting to drizzle a bit. Gordon draws a walk.
Pretty good at bat there by Alex Gordon. Kids tickets start at just $10 for kids 12 and under with the purchase of an adult ticket, and the tickets are located in the family deck at Progressive Field and are available only at Indians.com.
Salvador Perez grounded out his first time up, sends this one by the third base coach. Mike Jersley down there watches it go by. Let's the umpire feel that one. 1 on 1 out here in the 4th for Kansas City, who leads it 3-0. He's out in front of it again. We always talked about Sandy Alomar, his size as a catcher, so big for a catcher. You look at Perez, not only is he tall, but his legs are like tree trunks.
Yeah, he's thick. He sure is.
I would not want to try to run through him at home plate to score a winning run. Probably lose that battle every time.
There's a double play ball.
Tipping this to Lindor for 1, back to first. Close play. They got him to end the inning. Drive turns 2 for the 2nd time this afternoon. It goes 4-6-3. 3-0 Kansas City, middle of the 4th. Time now for T-Mobile's greater coverage of baseball. Jose Altuve of the Houston Astros. How about 9 home runs? Not a guy you're thinking about taking it deep, but he can hit some bolts.
6 of the 9 coming in the leadoff spot.
Yeah.
Leadoff homers. That's unbelievable.
Indians will see Altuve and the Astros Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday down in the Lone Star State. Lindor fouling it off.
Yeah, we said Kennedy's getting into his rhythm. He has been after he got out of that first inning jam. It's been a breeze.
And a 2-strike pitch. Over the mound, but the shortstop Escobar had him shaded up the middle. 1 away. Stat of the game is brought to you by Buick. And right now within the Central Division, the Indians leading the way with 9 victories.
Something they have to improve upon from last year. It was talked about 11 games under 500 last year at 32 and 43 in their own division. But long way to go because you end up playing these teams. Kansas City will come back to Cleveland for a 4-game series before we even go to Kansas City.
Mike Napoli quickly in the hole, 0-2, and that's 6 times that Ian Kennedy has had a hitter. 0-2, 1-2 here this afternoon. So pitching from ahead, a lot different than what we saw from Yordano Ventura last night, who walked 5 in his 4 innings of work for Kansas City. Kennedy, not a big strikeout guy, but he's showing that it's not striking hitters out. It's you put them on the defensive when you're ahead in the count. They don't get as good a swing against you.
Keeps them off balance. He's got a nice assortment of pitches. Just teased him off the plate. Good changeup. He's got a curveball and a fastball that he can sink.
Napoli.
There you go, Matty. Oh,
just a little tall.
Boy, if that was him a few inches under, it might have got Tommy Bow in his computer.
Might have broke the new scoreboard, the new little ribbon board.
We will get one in here before it's all said and done. And Napoli working his way right back into the count. Down 0-2, back to 3-2.
Strikes him out, 2 away. 4 Ks for Kennedy. Carlos Santana, who flied to left. His first time up will be the batter. Santana having a rough go of it on this homestand, just 2 out of 13. They get 2 for 14, and the Indians go 1-2-3. 11 straight retired by the Royals right-hander. brought to you by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. Fifth inning, and it's still 3-0 Kansas City. All three came in the first for the Royals. Since then, Cody Anderson has held them at bay, but the Indians haven't been able to get anything going against Ian Kennedy to this point.
Yeah, and that means that he's going to have to continue to hold them at bay.
Chesler Cuthbert grounded out his first time up.
Cody with back-to-back innings, ground ball double plays to help him make quick innings. Well, one reason why Kansas City has been struggling, their rotation. They've had the last 2 trips through the rotation. The team has gone 2-8 over the last 10 games, and the starters posted a 1-8 mark. So, you know, an ERA of just a hair under 7. And they gave up 17 first inning runs in a 10-game stretch. And today they were able to put 3 on the board in the first and maybe take a little pressure off that starter. And right now Kennedy is rising to the occasion, so Cody has to stay tough.
Now 3-2. With the deep left field, back goes Jose Ramirez and makes the catch right in front of the wall for out number 1. Let's see if Andre Knott has found some action here this afternoon.
I've found the best action in the house. Even though the weather is bad, there's still a great place to come out here in the district. Don't forget, the Indians are still giving you their first drink on them, $13. Coming up in the month of May, the team will be back next weekend to take on the Minnesota Twins. And then on May 27th, it'll be the first fireworks night of the year. Make sure you come out to the district where all your friends come out and hang out. Look at this. He even dropped his beer.
Base hit up the middle for Christian Colon. Somebody dropped their beer?
I'll catch it later.
That's
don't
a
worry.
party foul.
Now wait, what's going on here?
It's an error.
No, I'm talking about Cody Anderson on the mound. Once again, they had to see something from the dugout because they were out of the dugout before Davis could get that ball back in.
Nothing wrong.
Let's watch the pitch, see what happens. Oh, you see, he started to see that little flinch there, a little.
I'll tell you what probably happened, because we've all done this. When he threw his right hand up there in reaction, he might have just felt his back, you know, tighten up a little bit. You know, you get a little knot every once in a while when you react suddenly.
I don't react suddenly anymore.
Point taken.
I used to back when I could, yes.
So now if an object is hurtling at you at a high rate of speed, you just wear it.
Absolutely. It hurts even less.
Wild pitch goes down, puts Colon down to second base.
How did he get out of the way of that? I mean, he had to jump some ropes, so that pitch wasn't close. I mean, so maybe something did happen. Look at that. That's a changeup. And he has to jump rope and get out of the way.
I think he is. I think that, you know, he looks like he's tightened up a little bit. They get in the bullpen busy, Rick. Slap down the left field line all the way to the corner. Colon will score. Dyson into second with an RBI double, and it's 4-0 Kansas City.
Well, that didn't take long, did it? After the base hit, wild pitch, and a double, and they make it a 4-0. And third double for Dyson. He stayed on it, slaps it the other way, gets it down into the corner. Kansas City makes it 4-0. His 4th RBI on the year. And Cody in his last, this is only his 5th start. In his last 3 starts, he's given up 5 earned runs in every start.
Alcides Escobar base hit his last time up. Down in the dirt. I think this is a deal where Crockett's trying to get ready as fast as he can, because they figure that either something's wrong with Cody, or he's just kind of lost it here to the point where he's not able to get any life on anything. Oh, nice pick at first by Santana, and Cody does find the bag with his foot.
I'll tell you, Santana, nice play. Nice play to get the out. Because if that ball gets through, there's another run, especially with Dyson on second base. And so this could be the last hitter, because this could be the last hitter for Anderson if he reaches. There's a nice play. The backhanded side, they get the out at first. They're giving him a little more time to let him catch his breath. But an easy play. He was over there in plenty of time.
With 2 down, Lorenzo Cain is the batter. 1 out of 2. He singled and scored ahead of the 3-run homer in the 1st inning. Changeup hung, but it was up out of the strike zone. Crockett looks like he's ready down on the bullpen. He was standing around just kind of watching, throw a pitch every now and then just to stay loose. Fouled right back, and it's 1-2.
Cain talking to himself because he feels he had a pitch to hit and you foul it off, and that's what happens sometimes when you're not swinging it to your capabilities. You get a pitch you think you should handle, and you don't put it in play, hit it hard, you just foul it off. And at times that is frustrating.
Beats it into the ground. Lindor, nice scoop, and he got him to end the inning. Royals, though, add a run to their lead. Halfway through, Kansas City 4, Cleveland 0. Head athletic trainer there, also intently listening to the conversation as they try to figure out if Cody's okay. It was just a temporary hitch in his giddy up. Meantime, Indians down 4-0, and they haven't had a base runner since the first. Ian Kennedy has retired 11 in a row since Francisco Lindor singled in the first inning. Out of play right side.
Kennedy has been stingy this year in his starts. First time through the lineup, opposition's hitting just 146. The Indians did better. They had a couple hits the first time through. Second time it moves up to 171, and the Indians right now are 0 for 5. That second time through. And the third time it really goes up. It's up to over 400.
Strike 3 called.
But he is commanding and locating. 5 strikeouts now for Ian Kennedy. There's a fastball right there. No tricks. And Yan Gomes just takes it. Good pitch.
Five Ks for Kennedy, 1 down in the 5th.
And no walks.
And Marlon Byrd fly to right. His only time up. Takes a little bit low.
Byrd coming in to today had more at-bats against Kennedy than anybody else on the Indians for sure. He had 25. He was 10 for 25, and 400 against him in his career.
Overall, Marlon 0 for his last 10. Playing time, though, a little hit and miss for Byrd of late. He was held to just 4 at-bats in the 3 games against Detroit. That foul ball right off the mask or the helmet of Salvador Perez might have got his arm.
Well, he was shaking it. Let's see.
Oh,
right
yeah.
shoulder, right off the right shoulder. See that pad just jump up. That's why that protection's there, covering the ball of the shoulder blade. They can't have enough padding there, could they?
No.
They could wear shoulder pads.
I was just going to say, it'd be like a quarterback. They can throw with shoulder pads. Takes some getting used to, though.
I would imagine.
The 3-2. And he throws it by. Boy, Ian Kennedy is razor sharp. That is 6 strikeouts and 13 in order.
Well, next Friday, that'll be May 13th, and it'll be the very first Sugardale Dollar Dog night of the season. The Indians will take on the Minnesota Twins. It'll be Dollar Dogs all night at the ballpark, as well as $3 sodas or $4 12-ounce beers. Just visit Indians.com for your tickets.
Jose Ramirez fouled out his only time up. Swings and pops it in the air to left. Gordon is there. And he makes the catch. Kennedy continues to roll through 5. It's 4-0 Kansas City. Reunion here at the ballpark. You know who else is one of their most famous alumni?
Who is that?
Andre Knott.
Is that right?
That's right. He's down there with them.
I thought Jim Murphy was.
I said most famous alumni.
Oh, okay.
Not infamous alumni.
Oh, okay. Most famous. I'm sorry, I misunderstood you.
The Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen is for Kyle Crockett. Here in the 6th inning, he'll be on to face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. 2 lefties and a switch hitter in the mix there. Cody Anderson went 5 and gave up 4 runs on 6 hits. And not sure, because the pitch count wasn't that high. I'm not sure if there was something to do with whatever it was that they came out to check on him last inning. We'll find out after the ball game. Hosmer fouls the first pitch back. I mean, Terry did go and talk to him in the dugout after Anderson came in. Only 69 pitches for Anderson. Java Chamberlain up now in the Tribe pen. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike. Now for David Ortiz, that was a strike last night.
Oh, did you see that?
He blew his top, and then John Farrell blew his top.
Yeah, but you know what? He just yelled. He wasn't thrown out because he was there to see a 3-2 pitch too that he didn't necessarily care about.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. Eric Hosmer came in 5th in the American League in batting average. Slowly chopped to 3rd. Oh, nice play by Uribe, and he throws him out. Well, there's the veteran knowing that if he waits back, he's not going to be able to get him. So he had to come in and make the do-or-die play.
Yeah, you watch, he stayed back and he had to come back and played that middle hop. It's a tweener there, but he played it nicely. Made the throw across easily to get the out. That's one of those hops, so that's why you practice. You take, balls off the bat, and you hit like that. You see it coming, and you know what you're going to have to do to get it.
Kendry Morales hit that 3-run homer in the 1st. And the Royals have not looked back today. That was probably just what the doctor ordered for their ball club. Get an early lead.
Well, it definitely is. That's their MO too. That's what they did a lot last year. You get an early lead and you try to add on through the middle part and then give that lead to your bullpen. Got to send out some special birthday wishes today. Nate Genoso with the Indians here. Big Nate, his birthday today. He's walking around this ballpark with former Indians Max Elvis and Joe Askew. But Big Nate, part of the Indians fantasy camp. Happy birthday, young man.
What is he, 23?
No, he's a little older than that, but he looks like he's 23.
The 0-2. In the air to right. Bird back a few steps. Pulls it down, 2 away. In-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. In that first inning, after a couple of singles, an 0-2 pitch, Kendry Morales got down, got after it, and sent it out of here for a 3-run homer. And it stayed that way until the 5th, when Gerard Dyson slapped a double down the left field line, scoring Christian Colon. That's been it. On the other side of this thing,
very quiet.
It has been Ian Kennedy. 14 Indians in a row. He has retired, striking out 6 in the process. That 1-2 pitch. And Gordon stays. Oh, it's foul. I thought it stayed fair over the bag, but the first base umpire, Quinn Walcott, right there, immediately signaling foul ball. Santana was right on it. Second look, and oh, yeah, it stayed foul, but that almost looked like it was trying to come back fair, didn't it? After it hit the ground.
That was awfully close.
He just blooped it the other way where there's nobody home. 2-out single for Gordon keeps the inning alive.
And out comes Tito. He's going to make a change. He was in here with the 3 batters. He got inside of him. He just fights it off and throws it out there to left field the other way. So Crockett's day is done. 2/3 of an inning and gave up a hit.
Jabba Chamberlain will be coming on when we come back.
Saturday, the Twins are in town. 10,000 fans will receive a special t-shirt designed by Cleveland Clothing Company. Just go to Indians.com for your tickets.
The new Indians pitcher is Jabba Chamberlain. Right-hander on for the 9th time this year. No wins or losses. In 8 innings of work, he's walked 2, struck out 4. And he's got Salvador Perez coming up for KC with a runner at first. Gordon is 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts this year. And with the lead, Kansas City certainly can be more aggressive if they choose to.
Yeah, Gordon's not what I consider a base stealer, although if you don't pay attention to him, you know, he'll take off.
Popped him up foul and out of play. Perez won his 3rd straight Gold Glove last year. But the real gold came in the postseason when not only did his team win the World Series, but he was the unanimous choice for MVP in the Fall Classic.
Yeah, well, you watch this guy play, and they re-signed him. He got a new deal because he was under a really friendly contract for the Royals. But he's pretty much the heart and soul of this ball club. Loves to play, plays every day. There he goes.
And
Gomes dropped it.
Yep.
So you give him the stolen base. You watch when he tries to make the transfer. It was a good pitch to throw on. I don't know if he got a little too quick with himself. But Gordon gets the stolen base because Gomes couldn't make the transfer. 23rd stolen base for the Royals this year, and the 3rd for Gordon.
Chases one in the dirt and strikes out to end the inning. Middle of the 6th. It's Kansas City 4, Cleveland nothing. I don't blame you. Load it up.
Please.
If you can't watch the games on TV, stream them on your mobile device, wherever you go. All you have to do is log into your app store, download the free Fox Sports Go app, and stream the Tribe wherever you may be. Juan Uribe will lead off for Cleveland here in the home half of the sixth.
They're going to try and get a base runner. Haven't had one since the first inning. Kennedy has settled down, settled in, and has been dominating.
Well, this is a crazy game, how it comes and goes sometimes. I said to you in the open, in Philadelphia, the Indians scored 7 runs in the 3-game series. Came home and scored 7 in the first game against Detroit. And the offense has really been rolling ever since. But now here today, they're stuck in neutral.
Yeah, credit that guy right there because he's kept them there. He's made some good pitches.
With 2 strikes, Perez wants it upstairs. He didn't get it up high enough though, and Uribe splits the outfield. Cut off by Kane, and that's going to hold Uribe to a long single.
Yeah, Uribe's a guy, you're right, you better make sure it's up and out of the strike zone because he can get on top of a high fastball. Unlike some of the Indians hitters, that's a spot where they swing through. Uribe smokes it, so they finally get the base runner the first time since the first inning with the leadoff single. Only the 3rd hit in the game for the Indians. Nice job of cutting it off by Kane.
Top of the order now, Rajay Davis. If the Indians are going to make a move, you figure this has to be the inning. You get much beyond this, and then that bullpen comes into play for Kansas City.
You have to get on the board. You don't have to get all 4 back or anything in this inning, but you certainly have to cut into that lead.
In the dirt, backhanded by Perez. One ball, 1 strike. Outside of the few stray sprinkles that we had, it's been a nice afternoon here at the ball yard.
Yes, it has. You said at the start of the game, the warmest game we've had this year, right?
Yeah, 69 degrees at game time. With that front moving in, it's dropped the temperature down a bit to 62.
I'll take 62 as long as there's no rain.
62 is still a warm spell compared to that last road trip. Rajay in the hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Smoked it foul.
This is one where Kennedy leaves up, but it was slow enough it had Davis out in front, and he pulled it foul. He hit it well, but pulled it foul.
And another foul back. Rajay putting up a pretty good at bat here. Uribe a very short, modest lead at first. And right back to Kennedy. To second base for 1 on the first. Double play.
Yeah. Comes right back and makes his pitch and ends up turning it himself. Well, when you look at Kennedy today, every strikeout, and he has 6, have come on the fastball. So he's been able to set it up. He's hit his location. He's throwing the changeup, the curveball. He gets to 2 strikes, and then all of a sudden he's locked up the Indians hitters with fastballs. And he's throwing 91, 92. So that goes to show you, you keep a guy off balance, you hit your spots, you can still get your strikeouts.
Jason Kipnis takes ball 1. He is 0 for 2 today. Up and away, 2-0. Taking a strike. Missed outside. 3-1. And Jason Kipnis draws a walk. It's the first issued by Kennedy here today. And a 2-out base runner will bring up Francisco Lindor.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember him having many 3-ball counts. So the first walk of the afternoon, but it comes with 2 outs after he just was able to get the double play ball he needed.
Lindor with a line drive base hit into left field. And the Indians try to make some noise with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And they've got their guy that they want coming up with 2 outs at the plate.
Second time today, Lindor's taken him the other way. He stayed on that one. That one was a fastball. I think the first one was a changeup he left away. But that's a pretty good approach right there. You see him stay back on it, drives it the other way. Second hit in the inning. And the Indians could use a big, quick jolt.
Well, Rick, with 2 outs on the year, Mike Napoli, a .308 hitter with 3 home runs and 9 runs batted in.
Yeah, leads the team, 9 ribbies with 2 outs. Well, you'd love to have him have 1 swing and put 3 on the board and make it a ball game here.
Kansas City's bullpen quickly springs into action.
Yeah, because he lead off single, then he got the double play ball. Next thing you know, his first walk, and then another pitch later, it's a single. So there's not really a lot of time to get that bullpen ready. They got to get up in a hurry.
And it's Luke Hochevar getting loose.
Yeah, but it's a 2-0 count to Napoli. Although Napoli has gone down twice today swinging on high fastballs.
Pulls off
breaking
it.
ball.
Yeah, 2-1. Flags kind of hanging limp. But the ball seems to be carrying still here this afternoon. Napoli looks at a fastball that is called a strike, and it's 2-2. Jason Kipnis, the runner at second base. Francisco Lindor at first. And Kennedy's 2-2 to Napoli. Full count. Should he walk Napoli? Be curious to see if Ned Yost stays with him to face Santana or if he goes to the bullpen.
Well, we're 1 pitch away from finding that out. Perez, he's stalling for time and letting the bullpen get ready, so that tells me that he's going to go to the bullpen. He sent his catcher out there to stall. Make sure Hochevar is going to be ready.
He might have gone out to tell him that, look, this might be your last pitch, so make it a good one.
Why not?
And no matter what happens,
he's been on all day long, and he's made the pitch to Napoli all day long.
Runners go, and a 3-2 fouled away.
That one was down a little bit for Mike. The other 2 times he had it elevated between the belt and the numbers. His longest inning so far, so
he had retired 14 in a row to start the inning.
I would say that his afternoon would be over. I told you that 3rd time through is when he gets up to the 400 batting average.
Outside, ball 4, not by much either, but the bases are loaded thanks to 2 walks and Ned Yost's decision time.
Find out. He's on 1 step. That's away, not by much, but it is away. We'll see. That's he's going to sit in here, and he said, "Okay, you got yourself into it. I'm going to give you a chance to get yourself out of it." But now 1 swing of the bat would tie it up.
So the Royals go with an infield shift, 3 to the right side, and Santana hits a ground ball to Hosmer. He'll take it himself, and the inning is over. So Kennedy gets out of a bases loaded jam, and the Indians still trail it 4-0. Indians baseball is brought to you by the Injury Lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partner of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And by Ford, built Ford tough. Turned into a great day in downtown Cleveland, and not just because of the score. Bottom third of the Royals order coming up here. Boy, Ian Kennedy escaped.
Yes, he did.
Indians should have made him pay, but he got out of it. Walked 2, loaded the bases, all with 2 outs. But Santana's been, Tommy, what's he seen? 5 pitches today? 3 at bats, 5 pitches. He's been overly aggressive today against Kennedy. I shouldn't say overly. You say overly aggressive when he hasn't had success. And it's just, you know, he's a guy that usually sees a lot of pitches, works a count.
Well, Kennedy's been painting, so he's getting after that first fastball he sees and trying to put it in play.
Chesler Cuthbert 0 for 2 on the day. play right side.
Kennedy was sitting in that dugout with the towel over his arm like he may be coming back out again too.
Well, I think pitch-wise, he's still in pretty good shape. He's at 92 pitches, so. He waves at it, strikes him out. Our great clip of the game from yesterday was courtesy of Danny Salazar, who went 7 2/3, 4 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, not a single run allowed on 106 pitches.
Yeah, he was outstanding. Fun to watch.
Big curveball, and it misses ball 1.
Chamberlain's been out for 2 hitters and has struck both hitters out.
Fastball hit at Kipnis. 2 away. Series wraps up tomorrow. It's going to be Josh Tomlin going for the Indians against Edison Volquez. Coverage begins at 12:30 with Indians live. First pitch 1 o'clock right here on Sports Time Ohio. Then the Tribe will hit the road for 3 down in Houston and then right back home again. Gerard Dyson takes slow and away ball 1. There's Tomlin. Well, if this one doesn't change, Rick, it will be apropos that Tomlin gets to start tomorrow because he's the guy to go after a loss.
Yes, he's been outstanding, and you couldn't pick a better guy to pitch if they end up losing. Boy, he shatters the bat.
Sure did. Turn that one into match sticks. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals. Stretch time in Cleveland. Ian Kennedy indeed back to pitch for Kansas City. But the Royals bullpen is up and busy, so first sign of trouble, he'll get a fairly quick hook, one would imagine.
I would think you are right.
Yan Gomes, Marlon Byrd, Jose Ramirez due for Cleveland.
0 ball 1. Right back out of play. 2 balls and a strike. Time out for the ball boy to come grab the loose baseball. Up and in. 3 balls and a strike. You saw Perez go to a knee. He wanted that pitch down. That was way up.
Well, he's starting to, I think he's getting tired.
Yep.
He thought he had a strike on the very first pitch, but it became a ball. But now he's pitching behind the hitters much more so than he was earlier in the game.
Well, Gomes frustrated as he goes down to first base. That's out number 1. And that is exactly what Ian Kennedy has done to the Indians hitters today. He has frustrated them. He hasn't blown them away with wow you kind of stuff, but he's moved it in and out, changed speeds. He's kept them off balance. Really can't think of too many balls that have really been stung today.
No, that's where they had to get him, was that last inning when he made the double play ball pitch to Rajai Davis. But they had a chance with 2 outs to try and get him, and Santana grounded out on the first pitch. That's where you needed a base hit to get to him. But he was able to work his way through it. And so, your third time through the lineup, like we see a lot of starters, your manager keeps your eye on you. But depending on what the score is, he's got a 4-run lead, so he could send him back out there and try and get a couple of more outs. You're heading down to the bottom part of the lineup. Get the leadoff man and see what happens.
And a ground ball right at the shortstop. Escobar with a nice slick backhanded play. 2 down. $17,302 the attendance here this afternoon. Jose Ramirez 0 for 2 on the day, takes a strike. That one bounced in front. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kennedy just over 100. He's made as many as 109 this year. Would you say 5-year deal?
Yes, sir.
That's
5-year deal.
That's just, that's eternity. Big bouncer to first base. Hosmer takes it himself, but Kennedy has been probably better than they could have expected so far this year. 7 shutout innings this afternoon.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Well, Ian Kennedy with 7 shutout innings here this afternoon. Jeff Manship will be the 4th Indians pitcher to work today for the Tri. He'll face the top of the order. Alcides Escobar, Lorenzo Cain, Eric Hosmer due up for the Royals. And a fastball in for strike 1. Right-handed batters have 3 hits in 15 at-bats against Manship. And his first 10 times out this year. There's not a lot of run. The only thing I'm sure he's unhappy with is that he has issued 4 walks in his 7 1/3 innings.
Well, you can't be perfect, but you know, you give up no runs. You like that.
Three balls and a strike. Up the gut. Leadoff man aboard for the Royals here in the 8th.
Yeah, you get that count in your favor, 3-1. You can eliminate doubt. You look for the fastball, and Escobar is a good fastball hitter. Gets his 2nd hit of the afternoon and drives it right back up the middle. Fastball, there it is. Make those hitters a little bit better when you fall behind.
Now Escobar is a guy that when he gets on, he's usually running. He did not run in the 3rd inning, and Lorenzo Cain hit into a double play.
He has stolen 7 of the 8 he has tried.
Going to drop for a hit. Back-to-back singles to start the 8th for Kansas City. That ball not hit particularly hard, but it does the job. And now Eric Hosmer's coming up.
Going to see a breaking ball. I think it's a slider right there from Manship that Cain hits into left field. So back-to-back singles. Kansas City now with 9 hits on the day. And they have a good start to this inning. 1st and 2nd, nobody out, looking to add to a 4-0 lead already.
Dan Otero starts to get loose now for Cleveland. Yes, low ball 1. Quick throw to first, and it was a little bit offline as Santana had to drift off the bag to just grab the throw.
Again, he's having a throw behind Hosmer. And you had Kane out there, but it's tough to make that throw down, and he gets back there safely.
These are those opportunities, though, where this is where you'd love to steal an out.
Well, right. That's why they're trying to do something like that. You would, yes, you would love to get a free out if you could catch somebody napping.
Oh, painted the outside corner. Hosmer not in agreement. 1-2 the count.
Well, take a peek and see what you think. Maybe. Well, he's right. He's not used to swinging at that pitch. It's normally called a ball. That time it's called a strike. But as a hitter, you say at least it's not the third one.
He may not be used to swinging at it, but he's a guy with the plate coverage he has. He can hit a ball that's probably a foot off the plate outside.
Yeah, well, yes. And sometimes you may have to when you get to 2 strikes. He doesn't want to do it until you get to that point.
Which reminds me,
as a hitter, that's where you get upset, is when he calls that 3rd strike and it's that far outside.
It just reminds me of a great stat that the Indians had in the notes today. Michael Brantley, who's not playing today, getting a day off, has not swung and missed with 2 strikes in the past 7 days.
Well, remember he went through and did that last year, where he went I don't know how long it was at bats without swinging and missing.
Well, period, just swinging. Yeah,
right.
But when he gets to 2 strikes the last 7 days, he's either fouling it off or he's spitting on it, and he's just tough to get him by the good ones with 2 strikes. And Hosmer yanks it down the line, slicing fair ball into the corner. That's going to score Escobar. Kane on his heels will try to score. Lindor's throw to the plate. They got him. What a perfect throw, and Gomes slaps the tag on him.
That was 2 good throws. 2 good throws, and they get the speedster as he was coming home. And I don't think they're going to call. I see the umpires meeting out there. No, that's all right. It wasn't a ground rule double. It stayed in play.
Oh, yeah, they are going to say fan interference. They're going to send Kane back to 3rd.
Okay, then it is. If a fan interfered, I didn't see it. But
so the Royals catch a break even when things don't go their way.
It hits down there and it goes up and hit the railing.
Oh, it hit the railing.
That's what happened. Yeah, so that's a ground rule double. There was no fan interference. And you see the umpire's hand is up with 2. He already called it.
Yep.
But you see what happens when you make 2 good throws. You can get even the best. They're the speediest of runners. So they catch a break there. Ground rule double, no out at the plate, and it'll remain 2nd and 3rd and nobody out.
Infield in for the Indians, now down 5. As Kendry Morales takes outside ball 1. He went too far. I don't know what it is. Just maybe, first of all, you don't see a lot of left-handers drive the ball down the opposite field line that far like Hosmer just did. But that's one of the rare times that I've seen a ball bounce and go up that high and hit that railing.
To tell you the truth, I thought that ball was going to slice foul, because most of the time off the bats of left-handers it really does if it starts out in fair territory. His pretty much stayed true for the most part. And I think it had that spin on it.
Off the glove of Santana. That's going to score Kane. And Hosmer will stop at 3rd. 2 runs in here in the 8th for Kansas City. And still nobody out.
Now they're taking their frustration out now. Offensively, they're just starting to tattoo it. And I'll tell you, Jeff Manship hasn't fooled anybody in this inning. They've all hit the ball right on the nose. And Terry Francona cannot wait any longer. He's going to the bullpen. Yeah, he did not.
Rough day for Jeff Manship.
Yes, it was. 4 hitters and didn't record an out.
4 hitters faced, 4 hits allowed, 2 already in, 2 still aboard. And a new pitcher, Dan Otero, coming on when we come back. And the new pitcher is right-hander Dan Otero. Dan Otero will face Alex Gordon. Left-handed hitters are 1 for 14 against Otero with a walk and 5 strikeouts. And a swing and a miss. All 7 of his appearances this year, he has not allowed an earned run. You know, we talked about, Rick, the Royals formula. You get at least 6 from your starter, and then you've got Hochevar, Herrera, Davis, even Joakim Soria can kind of work into that mix. In any bullpen, it seems like you've got those 3 guys that you go to when you're winning.
Yeah.
And for everybody else, it's kind of like you're going for scraps. You know, where's my role? Where do I get into games? And you look at a guy like Dan Otero, and he's probably trying to, well, he just happy to pitch whenever they hand him the ball, but he doesn't have necessarily a set role.
Yeah, it's going to be normally when they're losing and getting outs right now, where Tito could save his arms when you use them when you're winning.
And these are appearances where, when you don't maybe have that role, if you look at the Circle K punch-out, this is how you work yourself into maybe a more regular, a starring role.
You try to, yeah. You have to succeed in these roles first. Something like Manship did last year, you know, where he was like one of the last men on the totem pole and ended up pitching very well. But you know, it's constantly a battle. That's why the people say, you know, that bullpens are so frail, or, you know, they're fragile. You never know if the guy's going to do the same thing year after year after year. And the good ones have to, if they're going to be put into those situations.
Well, it's hard to repeat, I think, for a couple of reasons. One, you're asking a guy to go out and make 70 to 80 appearances. That's tough on an arm. And to do that 4, 5, 6 years in a row, that just, the wear and tear just has to add up. The other thing, too, and this goes for starting pitchers as well, is that when you play so many games within the division, there's no mystery left. You know, if you're, and granted, the elite guys are still going to get people out. But when you see teams 19 times a year, you start to get a book on all of those relievers, and they're going to have their rough spots.
You look at your closer, you're going to come face probably the middle part of that lineup a number of times if you're going to have 4 or 5 saves against one club.
Out looking is Perez, and how about Dan Otero?
Yeah.
With 2 on and nobody out, he punches out the first 2. Andres Bohr, what do you got on this?
Well, it's funny that you guys are having this conversation, because yesterday I talked to Mickey Callaway about, you know, just getting all the pitchers involved. And he says, you know what? No matter how many guys you have in the bullpen or how it goes on in their rotation at the end of the year, he goes, I've never had a guy say to me, I didn't get enough innings. It works itself out that all these guys will get work at some point in time.
Yeah, it's a long season, no question. They all will get work, and then some.
The only time Mickey gets complaints is in spring training, when he's only got to keep track of about 25 different pitchers, and then there's always one guy that says, hey, I'm not getting enough. Seriously?
Well, that's why he's not here anymore.
Down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. No names, please.
I didn't say a word.
Chesler Cuthbert. I love saying this guy's name. You have to be kind of particular.
CC.
Up the gut, and Chesler delivers the 2-out RBI single. Hosmer comes home, 3 runs in for Kansas City to match that 3-run first.
Picked on a breaking ball right there, and you know, Otero had a really good opportunity to get out of that inning, but he hung a slider. and it went right back up the middle, even though he got his ground ball and found a hole. And it's too bad because, you know, for his situation, he wanted to come up and save manship and not allow any inherited runners to score, but they get a big 2-out base hit and make it a 7-0 game.
I take full responsibility for the 3 runs the manship was charged with today.
You do?
Yep, I shouldn't have mentioned that he hadn't given up a run yet.
Well, don't take it so hard. I think you'll get over it.
You're a tremendous slouch.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you could do. He just didn't have it today. It was a bad outing for him.
And a strike to Christian Colon, who is 1 out of 3. Singled and scored back in the 5th. Dozen hits now for Kansas City. Slowly chopped, charging hard. Uribe. Do or die? He does. Inning over. But the Royals tack on 3 and lead it 7-0. This was a game in which Cody Anderson did not have his location at the outset. Gave up a 3-run homer in the 1st. And the Royals have really been able to ride that all day long. Ian Kennedy was 14 in a row he retired before the 6th inning. And then the Indians loaded the bases with 2 outs, but couldn't get the big hit to get on the board.
And you know, that's his best start since opening day when he went against Minnesota, where he went 6 2/3 innings. He gave up 5 hits and no runs allowed. He walked 1 and struck out 7. And it's just what the Royals needed. They needed a good start. And good chance they're going to even this series up. And we'll have to see for the rubber game tomorrow. They're on to face Kelvin Herrera for the 15th time he is on. 13 in the 3rd inning, still hasn't allowed a run. 18 strikeouts and doesn't give up many hits. Great fastball, good changeup.
So he's on pace to pitch right around 80 times this year.
You know, you talk about this bullpen of the Royals. You got to remember, they went into a couple of postseasons and had extended innings and games played and appearances.
Juan Uribe, a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 8th. That does have an impact and an effect, because those postseason innings for pitchers in particular,
Yes.
every pitch is pretty much max effort, and the intensity is just ratcheted up. That when you do back-to-back years like that,
Yeah, you go
get
through
to the World Series.
You
That's
talk
a lot
about
of extra.
stress levels, and yeah, you go through the 2 postseasons in a row, and they went to the World Series both years. So that's as many games as you can go, and they went 7 games against the Giants to lose, although they only went 5 games last year, but still pretty intense. Turns into a short off season.
And Rajay fouled that off of his foot. Rajay 1 out of 3. He singled back in the first. Grounded out in the third, hit into a double play in the 6th inning. And a little bit high, 2-2. Strikes about, 1 away.
Looks like a curveball coming out from Herrera, and a good break. You can see there goes Rajay. Tough pitch to lay off. You're throwing 96, 97. He also has a changeup, and you can see a pretty darn good curveball.
Well, we always knew this guy had a great arm, but he's starting to like really maybe figure things out. That's all Kansas City needs, is another power arm at the back end of that bullpen. An embarrassment of riches in some ways. He's trying to make this his 15th straight scoreless outing to start the year. He's only the 5th Royals pitcher to do it 14 times to start the year. Wade Davis. Lewis Coleman did it 3 years ago. Joaquim Soria back in 08. And then you got to go back to Hipólito Pichardo in 1997.
You remember him?
I do. And the thing that I remember about him is that I'd never heard that name. But there was a guy that preceded him, Hipólito Peña. So when Pichardo came, I was like, oh, I know how to say this guy's name.
Ah, good.
Wasn't there a pasta company in Cleveland, Ippolitos, at one time?
I think there was. Yeah.
2-1 pitch. Kipnis wraps it right center in the gap. That'll go. Uribe around second on his way to third. And he'll stop there as Kipnis has an extra base hit, and the Indians trying to avoid being whitewashed here today, showing they've still got a little fight left in them, down 7-0. And anytime you get a hit against this guy, it's something to celebrate, especially a double. And now a chance to be the first team to score a run against him on the year. Now it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Francisco Lindor with 2 more hits today, giving him 5 in the series. And 9 on the homestand. So Lindor now 9 for 19. And this is the 5th game of the homestand. Francisco Lindor trying to drive home a couple here. And a liner into the glove of Hochschild. Double play at second base. Kipnis can't believe it. The inning is over on a bang play. For Terry Francona says maybe he might want to challenge. It was close. He's called out at second base. We'll take another look ourselves. I think Kip might have had his hand in there before the foot, so Terry Francona said, we'd like you to take another look at this, and they will.
Well, right into the tracks of Hosmer. He gets the ball over to second. Let's see. Boy, that's going to be a close one. That is going to be close. Here we go. We're getting close. The hand's not there. He's out.
Oh, man. Guys, that's a great look. That is a great second look. Unfortunately for the Indians.
Did you see it? I saw it. Yeah, that foot looked like it beat him.
Yep.
That was a great call, but boy, was it close.
At first look, I thought he was safe. I thought he did beat the foot, but on that look right there, it showed you that Escobar beat him back to the bag. And so a frustrating day continues for the Indians as we wait confirmation of what we believe will be an inning-ending double play. And here we go. We've played 8, and the Kansas City Royals continue to roll. They lead it 7-0.
Today 7-0 in the 9th, along with Jensen Lewis, Al Pawlowski here at the corner. And boy, Jensen today, Ian Kennedy, the Royals starting pitcher, was outstanding.
Yeah, he stifled the Indians, and they had their chance early. Yeah, they kind of got let off the hook there. Indians had a chance to score, but he pounded the zone all day. And I kind of want to ask Rick, it felt like he kind of lulled the offense to sleep. Nothing overpowering, as we talked about, but really made his pitches and kind of sleepy through it. You look up and, boy, we're late in this ballgame.
You know, it's funny you say that because he had 6 strikeouts. All the strikeouts came on fastballs, and it was about 91. I think 92 tops. So he might have lulled them to sleep, and he threw it when they weren't looking for it.
Gerard Dyson takes a strike. Leading off here in the 9th for Kansas City. Indians have Chris Jimenez taking over behind the plate now, and Lonnie Chisenhall has come into the ball game in center field. That pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chisenhall playing in center field after the Indians sent Tyler Naquin back to the minor leagues yesterday officially in order to make room for Cody Anderson coming off the DL to make the start today. Rajai Davis moving over into left field makes that catch for out number 1.
The hitter for Kansas City, shortstop Alcides Escobar.
The Indians stay with Dan Otero. Did a nice job getting out of that 8th inning, allowing just 1 hit, struck out a couple. Line to center field. Lonnie Chisenhall will make the catch, 1 away. Or 2 down. Andre.
Yes.
What do you got on Lonnie Chisenhall in center field?
Well, he played a little bit of it in Columbus before he was called back up here a few weeks ago. The other thing is that they want him to be versatile in the outfield because they want to be able to play Marlon Byrd right. You know that they're going to try to play Ramirez all over. So right now they need a backup center fielder. So they're going to try to get Lonnie the opportunities when they can. And I think they feel like today is a great opportunity to get him an inning out there.
Santana with the flip. A quick 1-2-3 night for Dan Otero on just 5 pitches. Last chance for the Indians coming up. And the Indians down 7-0. Let's take a look at our Pat O'Brien play of the game.
Oh yeah, a little cutter down and in to a guy that has been struggling. But boy, he didn't struggle on that swing right there. Henry Morales, 3-run homer, got him started off on the right foot. So they put 3 on the board in the 1st inning, and the Indians have been trying to play catch up the rest of the day.
Mike Napoli, Carlos Santana, Lonnie Chisenhall due up for the Indians against Joakim Soria, who struggled early in the year, but they feel like they have him turned around, and now he goes into the mix in the back end of this bullpen. And at one time, Soria was a top-notch closer for Kansas City. He's in his 9th major league season. He had 6 of those with Kansas City, most recently back in 2012. Popped up, right field, Dyson. 1 away. How to bring up Carlos Santana. Santana 0 for 3 on the afternoon, and the last chance the Indians really had in this game to get back in it, to make a game of it, came with Santana at the plate in the 6th inning. Had bases loaded and 2 outs. And he hit the first pitch to the first baseman, Eric Hosmer, who took it to the bag himself to end the inning. Santana's been not as patient as we've seen him in the past. Today, in 3 plate appearances, he's seen a total of just 5 pitches. We will wrap this series up tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock. But the good news is, as bad as today has been for the Tribe, they still have a chance to win the series. It's already been a good homestand. It can be a great one should they come out and win tomorrow. Hosmer goes himself 2 down. And there's the guy that's going to try to stop the Indians from coughing the series up. And Josh Tomlin has been simply dynamite when pitching after an Indians loss. You ready? Ready for this? How about 11 wins after an Indians loss in his last 12 starts?
Well, that's exactly. Yeah, that's impressive. That's what they'll be looking for tomorrow. And it will be getaway day.
And the thing that's really impressive about that is that ERA is under 3, 2.57. So that tells you that, you know, it's not like they're just winning because, well, they scored 8 runs here and then. Or, you know, he's going out. He's giving them a chance to win by shutting the other team down.
Well, you go back to last year. He's been
shutting everybody down.
Yeah, he's been terrific.
He really has. And it's funny, Rick, and I go back to spring training, going into spring training. All the talk about the Indians was who's going to be the 5th starter. Is it going to be this guy? Nobody wanted to really talk about Josh Tomlin, and I kept saying, you know, do you remember the way he finished last year? How strong he was down the stretch for this club, and now he's you know, figuring prominently as a very consistent, reliable guy every 5 days going out there.
Yeah, he's healthy. I think that's the #1 thing. When you talk to him, he says, hey, I'm finally healthy. He can throw that curveball. He has command. He worked very hard to get back through both of his surgeries, so it's good for him. Hard work has paid off.
Soria swipes it, throws it, game over. Kansas City evens a series at a game apiece with a convincing 7-0 win here this afternoon. Kansas City goes over 500 at 15-14. The Indians 14-13. Tribe's 4-game win streak comes to an end, and after losing 8 out of 10, Kansas City feels like they've helped stop the bleeding a little bit. Ian Kennedy, the winner, is now 4-2. The loss to Cody Anderson, he's 0-2 on the year. Big first inning for Kansas City, and Ian Kennedy was on point. The Indians only had a couple of chances legitimately here today.
That's exactly what Kansas City needed, was a start like Ian Kennedy gave them. And the 3 runs in the first inning. Look, as we mentioned, we talked about it, and we talked about it in the open. These teams that jump up early in the first 2 or 3 innings, and they can get a 2 or 3 run lead. It bodes well. They seem to relax a little bit, turn it over to their pitchers, and let them go to work. And that's how this series is played out. The first 2 games, the Indians did it in game 1. They ended up winning big, 7-1. The Royals did it today. They shut them out. So we'll see who's going to win the rubber game tomorrow, and it's going to be a big one, and you want to win it because you're in your division.
And we'll have it for you tomorrow night at 1 o'clock Eastern Time right here on Sports Time Ohio. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. For Rick Manning and Andre Knott, I'm Matt Underwood. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Indians Live with Al and Jensen is next.